So there's a few things, guys, I don't want you to say at all right? Or I want you to steer away from. And again, that's important because these things generally will score you nil point. All right, not negative point, nil point. So, people don't like to hear these things. So I'm just going to go through that list for you briefly, if I may. Number one, okay, do not show privilege. Do not show entitlement. And how do we show that potentially? It's like saying, all right, yeah, I'm doing medicine. I want to do medicine because my father is a doctor. Oh, my mum is a dentist. And so I feel like, I've got a strong connection to dentistry. The interviewers will look at you and think, I don't think so, my friend. The only connection you have is this interview, all right? So, no, you don't want to show that at all. Even if your mum is a medic or a dentist or whatever, you don't want to bring that up. Unless, as I said earlier on, from a motivational perspective, it's their altruism, it's their hard work, it's their organizational skills, their leadership skills, and various other things that actually motivate you. And it's not because of they're there or they're in a privileged position and therefore you can somehow enjoy that privilege. All right? You and I also know very, very well that very few doctors and dentists are out of work. Very few of you will be unemployed for any big part of your life. All right. Now, we know that that's economics. OK, that's to do with demand and supply. You're always going to be in demand, whether you're in the UK or abroad. There's always a shortage of doctors and, in fact, dentists as well. But what we don't want to do is bring that up as a motivational factor. I don't think it's a very clever one. I don't think it says much about you apart from saying, right, actually, he's doing medicine purely because he doesn't want to be unemployed. He can't be bothered looking for a job. It actually even tells me something about somebody who is quite demotivated. He wants it on a plate from day one and doesn't want to actually go anywhere as part of ambition, for example. So no, I wouldn't bring that particular issue up. I hope that makes sense. Money. Would you bring up money as a motivational factor? What do you think? Yeah, my answer would be no. I wouldn't bring that up. You and I know full well that as dentists and as doctors, we don't do too badly. Compared to the UK average, we actually earn pretty well. Invariably, doctors earn very well in all countries, really. Australia, Canada, Europe, America. Wherever you go, you will earn pretty well. Some of you will do extremely well. Most of you will do pretty well. So what's the point bringing that up as a motivational factor? And does that potentially give a negative stance and a negative view of the candidate if they say to me, well, actually, I like my money and I'm therefore coming into medicine. Oh, I want to be rich, so I'm coming into medicine. It's probably not what I want to hear from you. I want to hear other things like why you want to come into medicine. It's about helping the community. It's about helping the person. It's about changing things, being curious about things. So money does not have to figure amongst that list of items. All right. Now, the other thing I sometimes do come across is that people still are told either by the careers teacher or by the parents or somebody that you go and do medicine because that's what will suit you. Now, we might have been influenced. To be fair, we could have been influenced by family or teachers in doing medicine or dentistry, but I think it's how you put it. I think it's how you articulate it. Because if you articulate it like, oh, actually, mum made me do medicine, or actually I'm here today not because I want to, but my dad, he wants me to be the dentist and take over the family firm. Well, it's how you communicate things that will kind of influence how I then think of you as an interviewer. So my general view is don't bother with that particular point. Don't talk about money itself being a motivational reason. Let's move on to another point, and that is you are seeking fame, you are seeking prestige, you're kind of doing it for the glory. I don't think that's a wise area to go into. I don't think anybody should be doing medicine and dentistry to become famous, to become well liked, to become you know, it's not something I would entertain, and it doesn't ring well with me. I advise my students against using examples like that. Couple of other ones. One is, you know, sometimes you hear students say, well, actually, I'm a failed lawyer, or actually I wanted to go into accountancy, it didn't quite work out, so medicine was the next big thing. Well, it might be to you, all right, in that might be truth, but do I need to know that? Does anybody need to know that medicine is your second choice? How might that positively or adversely affect your interview outcome? So do have a think about that. Don't just use it, all right? And also the fifth UCAS choice, okay? They can no longer see where you've applied to and haven't applied to. No point visiting that and kind of almost telling them, well, actually, you're my fourth choice, but thank you for the offer. Chances are you probably won't get the offer if they hear that off you. And there's no way for them to check in advance whether they are your first choice or your second choice or a reserve choice or whatever. So there's no point going there. Don't indulge that question or that thought. You don't have to. And universities won't ask you that question either.